High Five Facts presents famous celebrities who have spent time in jail. Everybody makes mistakes, some big, some small, but when you end up locked up behind bars, it's time to reevaluate your life. Usually if the average Joe ended up behind bars, he makes that lowly call to his spouse, significant other, or parents for a little guidance and some peace of mind. In this case, you can sort of keep your jail time under wraps from your inner circle, family and friends. But if you're a celebrity, forget about it. Number 5. Paris Hilton. Being the heir to the Hilton throne can be rough. You're surrounded by yes people, you don't have to work hard for anything, so people are envious of you, and no one fears you. Sometimes you have to shake things up, do something bad, trip an old person, run a red light. Apparently Paris wanted to prove herself, and she has quite the record, even spent some time behind bars. In 2006 she was arrested in Los Angeles for suspicion of driving under the influence. Paris pleaded no contest and received probation. Paris ended up violating probation and was sentenced to 45 days in jail. She only ended up serving 23 days before being released. Apparently Paris didn't learn her lesson, as she also caught a possession of marijuana charge while in South Africa, which was later dropped, because a young woman took this fall for Paris. Then in 2010 Paris pleaded guilty to possessing cocaine. Number 4. Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey has had one of the most illustrious acting careers ever. From his breakout role in Dazed and Confused to Interstellar, the guy sure does have talent. His talent couldn't keep him from taking a trip downtown. In 1999, the local authorities made a house call after neighbors complained about the music level coming from the actor's home. The police showed up to Matt's house around 3 a.m. to find Matt and a guy friend of his dancing naked and playing bongos through the window. Bizarre, right? There's more. After one of the officers smelled pot, they searched his home only to find a bowl full of marijuana, a bong and a pipe. After the officer asked Matt to cloth himself, Matt lunged at the cop in an attempt to shove him but ended up getting cuffed almost instantly. Matt's guy friend was cuffed as well but not arrested. Matt was charged with drug possession and resisting transportation as he tried to struggle away from detainment on the way out of the door. Matt spent a total of 9 hours in the Bynes and was released on a $1,000 bond. Later the drug charges were dropped due to lack of evidence. Number 3. Michelle Rodriguez. From Girl Fight to the Fast and the Furious series, Michelle looks like she handled a bit and has done some dirt in her day. Even though she's every car freak's favorite Latina, you may want to background check her before you decide to let her drive your car. In 2004 Michelle pled no contest to a DUI while driving with a suspended license due to other infractions. In May of 2006 Michelle served only 4 hours and 20 minutes of a 60-day jail sentence after violating probation from the previous alcohol-related charge that involved her serving a 1-day sentence for a drinking and driving charge in Hawaii in 2005. Michelle's had multiple vehicle infractions and arrested a total of 5 times that led to her receiving a mandatory 6-month jail sentence in January of 2008. Fortunately for her, she only served 18 days due to overcrowding. Number 2. Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey has had a troubled history with the law, even though he's a great acting career. Regardless of the family's successful run in front of the big screen, even Iron Man has his demons. After his father smoked a joint with 6-year-old Robert Downey Jr., he found it as a way to bond with his pops and had trouble with drugs ever since. In '96 Rob was arrested for possession of heroin, cocaine, and a .357 Magnum handgun while speeding in Los Angeles. After violating his probation a year later for missing one court-ordered drug test, he was forced to serve 6 months in LA County Jail. After failing to comply to another drug test in 1999, Rob was sentenced to 3 years in California Substance Abuse Treatment Facility and State Prison. After serving close to a year in jail, he was released early and got back to acting again, but not before being arrested for another under the influence of a controlled substance charge and a cocaine possession charge. Years after that, Rob continued to struggle with sobriety and luckily escaped a couple of major prison sentences. He was later diagnosed with bipolar disorder, found sobriety, and is now one of the highest-paid actors in the world. Number 1. Amanda Bynes. The sweet little girl that used to have her own show on Nickelodeon is now a mugshot celeb. It's crazy how these child celebrities usually take turn for the worse, but in Amanda's case she took a turn for the bizarre. Starting in April of 2012, Amanda was arrested for DUI after sideswiping a police vehicle and running in West Hollywood. Genius, it doesn't stop. She also involved in another hit-and-run in August. This is where it gets weird. In May of 2013, Amanda was arrested for criminal possession of marijuana, tampering with evidence, and reckless endangerment while in her Manhattan home. How does she catch all of these charges at once from her apartment, you may ask? While the cops were in the midst of investigating Amanda's home, the police witnessed her hurl a bong out of the 36th floor of her apartment. She claimed the bong was just a vase. Amanda is then taken for psychiatric evaluation and then processed at the police station. Later the charges were dropped, only for Amanda to get arrested again after she started a small fire in front of a random residence in Thousand Oaks, California. Once again, Amanda was placed on psychiatric hold under police custody. Thanks for watching this video, and if you want to get my reply in top 5 comment, then just hit the button subscribe and let me know you subscribed. Just write down and comment I subscribed and I will try to reply as many as I can.